I live for hockey. Playing hockey drives everything I am, have been, and want to be. I've had success over the years as a Sockeye, including a Stanley Cup win and going deep into the playoffs multiple times. The team had built a hockey dynasty over their 8 years in Seattle, and I'd been an integral piece of that dynasty. There were other perks of being a pro hockey player. As one of the league's long-standing playboys, I loved the attention and the women that notoriety brings. I had no complaints. Training camp started in a few days, and the rookie camp started today. It was hard to believe I'd be playing my 9th season with the Sockeyes. I was 34, and some would say at the end of my career. I didn't see it that way, but I might be in denial. Any hockey player 30 and over starts to feel their age. An endless parade of young guys eagerly waited in the wings for their shot at my job. They weren't getting it. Not this year. I was still a first-line defenseman and had a lot left in my tank. I'd been fortunate to avoid the serious injuries many of my friends had suffered, which increased my longevity. Like most of my teammates, I made my way to the practice facility that morning to watch the rookies skate and hang out with my boys. I found Ice, my defensive partner and team captain, in the locker room and sat next to him. He grunted in response. Ice wasn't much of a talker, but when he did, we all listened. "You ready for another year?" I asked. "You better believe it." Ice slanted a rare grin in my direction. As much as hockey players loved their summers off, we loved playing hockey more. After a couple weeks of golfing and lying on a warm beach, I was ready to get back at it. "Wild, I'm glad you're here." I turned at the voice of Garrett Calhoun, the team GM. "What can I do for you?" I beamed at him. Nothing would ruin my good mood. I was like a kid on the first day of school. Starting a new season never got old. The excitement of the unknown, coupled with a clean slate and hopes for another chance at the coveted Stanley Cup, combined to create a festive atmosphere around the practice facility. "I'd like to speak to you in my office." The GM's tone was terse and businesslike. I stiffened immediately. Something was up, and I wasn't sure I'd like whatever that something was. I did a quick recall of my summer shenanigans and didn't find anything particularly glaring enough to gain the attention of the GM. "Okay." After a tense elevator ride up to the executive offices, I followed him to his office. We hadn't spoken a word since that initial exchange. I had the ominous feeling I was being led to the gallows. Something was very wrong, and I had a sneaking suspicion what it was. I'd seen countless teammates make this very same walk, but I never thought I'd be the one. The preseason started in a week, and we were riding high after a successful campaign last season. I wanted to be a part of this team until I retired, which I knew was a tall order when it came to pro sports because of this thing called the cap, where teams had to juggle players based on salary and future value to the organization. Was I no longer a good investment?